Good morning. Neighbor called me yesterday. He's got a little tractor that I've used before here. He's had it forever. He did a somewhat restoration on it and completely mislabeled it. The actual tractor is a Ford Superdexta. I think that compares closely to the Ford 2000. Small differences, but he labeled it as a Ford 3000 when he ordered his stickers after he did it. But you know, oh well. It's a pretty little tractor. It's a handy little tractor. It has been for years. Well, he calls me. He's not in the best health at all, and he wanted me to move the tractor from his yard back across the field to his sister-in-law's house, put it back up under the shelter for the winter. Well, went to crank it, wouldn't crank. Thump. Motor turned about 90 degrees and it would hit a wall. It just thump, stop. Well, new battery, so it's not the battery. The starter's good. Had never had a problem with this tractor cranking up except for one time when the injector pump went out. So I've got a theory. Sarah, a couple months ago we had a really bad tropical storm come through. It wasn't bad in the means of destructive winds. It was bad in the means of we got a boat ton of rain off of it. And what I believe has happened is I believe that the wind blew the little stack flapper up and it just dumped water in the exhaust. Well, that water I feel like ran down through the exhaust valve into the cylinder, and when I tried to crank it, of course, the exhaust valve closes on the rotation, therefore hydro-locking the motor. We're going to test that theory. I'm fixing to pop the injectors off, and we're going to bump it over and see if it skeets anything out of it. If it does, not sure what Mr. Danny wants me to do with it, because he probably doesn't have money to be rebuilding the motor, most likely. I don't have the time, nor do I have the arm left. I'm still healing from that shoulder surgery, so I have to be careful of what I do. I'm not even going to be, they ain't even going to let me think about going back to work till January. It sucks. But we're going to see if we can help him out. If it is hydro-locked, I'm going to bump it over a few times, try to blow everything out of it. Then I'm going to pour some Marble Mystery Oil in the hydro-lock cylinder, let it sit for about an hour, and then I'm going to bump it over and then just kind of blow that out too. Then we're going to put the injector back on and see if it works. Hopefully there's not too much damage. We'll find out when we get there, and I'll let Mr. Danny know what we find after we find it, if we find it. Let's get to work. Here's the tractor. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah, pretty little tractor. Looks good. Mr. Danny slapped a little bit of paint on it some years back. It's not bad looking. Little 3-cylinder right there. And like I said, it's actually a Superdexta, but for some reason he ordered 3,000 decals for it. Oh well. Let's see if we can get this old girl running again. This tractor's kind of a staple for the area. All right, I'm gonna break these injectors loose, these 3 of them, and we're gonna turn this motor over, and we're gonna see if it spits anything out. Alright, we got the injectors out. I got the fuel cutoff on. I'm going to bump this thing over. We're going to see if anything comes out of those cylinders or not. Yep. Holy shit. Yep. Hydro locked. Now I got that crap all over me. Wow. That was the problem. Now let's get that cylinder to the bottom of the stroke, and then we're going to put some oil in there, and then we're going to contact Mr. Danny. Wow. Alright, I talked to Mr. Danny. He wants to do it the old farmer way, which didn't surprise me. We're going to flush a little bit of oil through here a couple more times. Just pour a little bit of Marvel in there, bump it up and down, blow it out. Then button it up, crank it up and see what happens. Personally, I'd go a different direction than that, but this is not my machine. This is Mr. Danny's machine, and as far as his stuff goes, Mr. Danny knows best. So that's the way we gonna go. Either way, if it works, fine, great. If it doesn't work, you're still gonna have to do everything that you originally would have had to done to clean it out, you know, pull the cylinder heads, pull the valves out, pull the springs out, clean the seats and all that stuff, drop the piston out the bottom, change the rings on the piston or replace the piston, and rehome the cylinder walls lightly. So either way, if it works this way, great, you ain't got to worry about it. If it don't work this way, then you still got to worry about the same problem. So we shall slap her back together and see what she's gonna do. I'll at you in a minute. Okie dokie, we back together. Let's see what she's gonna do. The little primer pump didn't want to move a whole lot of fuel, so I don't think all the lines are primed up real good. Maybe it'll get some up there and get it on over. Let's find out. I'm gonna put y'all right here. Let you look at the sky and everything else before I get around here. Let's see, it's gonna be loud as hell without that muffler on there. Get a drink of juice. All right. That was me cutting it off. Now I'm gonna put that muffler on and we good to go. Mr. Danny ought to be happy. Alrighty, y'all have a good one. Thanksgiving in a couple of days. I hope all of y'all have a great Thanksgiving and be nice to everybody. We'll holler at you later.